What's going on, New York Giants fans? Welcome back to another edition of New York Giants Conversations. And today, I'm going to get into should the New York Giants fire Shane Bowen? Now, there's a lot of talk about the New York Giants coming off the 40-37 overtime loss against the Dallas Cowboys. And the blame's being pointed at Shane Bowen. So we're going to talk about that, briefly touch on the game. Not going to get into the game a lot because by now everybody's done recapped it. Y'all know what happened. And then we're gonna look ahead to Kansas City. New York Giants versus the Chiefs Sunday night. So we're gonna talk about that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's your boy NYG Double Deuce coming at you with New York Giants Conversations. Let's go.
Welcome to Giants Convo.
All right, man. Welcome back to New York Giants Conversations. And today, man, like I said, we're going to get into the New York Giants and this Shane Bowen heat that he's been getting. Shane Bowen getting a lot of heat for that game. And I mean, look, Giants defense, it didn't play great. Damn sure didn't play bad. So I don't think this can be blamed on Shane Bowen. Hold up. Let me rewind for a second. All right. In this game, I gotta lay it out. Because in this game, you had an offensive lineman, which again, Shane Bowen don't coach offensive linemen, does he? You had an offensive lineman by the name of James Hudson. There he is. James Hudson commit 4 penalties on one goddamn drive. One drive. So now you mean to tell me James Hudson, and look, Brian Dable put him out there. Brian Dable put him out there, not Shane Bowen. All right? That's number one. Let me get James Hudson off the screen. All right. Number 2. Look here, man. The New York Giants got flagged in that game for 14 penalties for 160 yards. What Shane Bowen had to do with that? I mean, yeah, some of the penalties was on the defense. I get it. There's a lot of penalties on offense. It was mistakes on offense. Let me get to point number 3. Shane Bowen didn't throw the interception in overtime that Russell Wilson threw. Now, Russell Wilson had a phenomenal game. That's why I ain't putting it on Russell Wilson either. But I'm not putting it on Shane Bowen. Now, this is what irks me about the Giants fan base. You got guys calling for the man's job off of one game. It's almost like they did Darius Slayton off the one Washington game where he had to drop. It's like that one drop just devalued the player. So we're going to put this one game on Shane Bowen. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Exhibit A. These guys on Twitter calling for this man's head. Okay. When are y'all gonna put heat on Brian Dable? When is these cats up here gonna put heat on Brian Dable? Because again, Shane Bowen is the defensive coordinator, not the offensive coordinator. The offense that is averaging 16.2 points per game since Brian took over play calling in 2023. They had 17 throughout the whole regime, so it ain't much better. But at least Kafka got him to the playoffs in that 1 year. Now you throwing it back on him so you can scapegoat him too now, I guess. But back to Shane Bowen. Brian Dable already put the blame on the defense with Wink. Wake up. So how in the hell can we sit up here and say that this offense that has been putrid, one of the worst in NFL history, throughout this regime, how can we put that on the defensive coordinators? First Wink, now Shane Bowen. You fired Jerome Henderson. You fired the Wilkins brothers. You fired Wink. Now you want to fire Shane Bowen. You scapegoated Daniel Jones. Every other quarterback took plays away from Kafka because it was his fault in 2022 when he got damn team to the playoffs. When is anybody in the media or in the fan base gonna put heat on Brian Dable and stop blaming these coordinators? Y'all are goofy. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about with this Giants fan base in general. Finger pointing, but you pointing it in the wrong direction. At some point, the head coach has got to go. He ain't getting the job done. They had 2 games. 2 games in 3, or you could say 4 years. Where they put up a bunch of points and look decent on offense. Cowboys game and the Colts game last year. So what are we talking about? Outside of them 2 games, ass. Cheeks. So look, man. Stop with the Shane Bowen stuff. You got new pieces over there. You got Abdul Carter. You need to get him acclimated. Do I like the defense? No. Do I think he's a great coach? No. But I'm not blaming him. I'm firing Brian Dable's ass. And he'd go along with him. But you got these dudes asking for him to be fired. All right, man. All right, man. Let's talk about what's coming up with the New York Giants, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. And to be honest with you, the Giants could not have caught the Chiefs at a worse time. because this team is desperate. This team is desperate, and a desperate team that is a championship type team playing on Sunday night, which has not been favorable to any New York Giants quarterback. Yeah, this one don't look good for the Giants. You know, Kansas City damn sure don't want to go 0-3 in that division the way the Chargers and the Broncos are playing. Now, the problem with the Chiefs, they've been having problems running the ball. They've been having problems on offense, period. But again, they do got a solid defense. You know, just lost to the Eagles 20-17. Defense didn't look bad, though. So what you think they're going to do against this Giants offense? So it's a matter of Giants offense against the Chiefs defense and the Giants defense against the Chiefs offense. Well, y'all already complained about Shane Bowen. So, all right. Let's see the Giants offense put up some more points in this game. And if the defense puts up some more and gives up the game because they can't stop the Chiefs, then we'll come right back here on Giants Conversation and have a conversation about it. You know? But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. 5.5. 5.5. I could see the Giants getting blown out in this game. I think I'll take the points with the Chiefs. Just because of what I said. What has shown you that this offense can be consistent? Because remember, they put up 6 points in game 1 against Washington. And we all know the Cowboys defense is trash. So that 37 points, do it on the Chiefs defense with Steve Spagnuolo over there. Knowing he want to get at the Giants too. You already know. So I don't think it's and the Chiefs offense might be struggling, but they'll put up enough points to beat the Giants. I'm taking the points. What about y'all? But yeah, man. Yeah. That's all I got, man. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Look, chill out on firing the coaches and all that nonsense. Because at the end of the day, the one in charge is the one in charge, which is John Mara. First of all, you can't fire him. So you're going to go from Joe Shane, who a lot of people don't like anyway. But why does Brian Daboll get a pass on all this? This is what's weird. Even in the mainstream media, this dude just gets a pass. And he's been trashed. Trash. Your record is what you are. Or whatever it is. Bill Parcells was saying. And speaking of Bill Parcells, man, don't ever put James Hudson in the game again. Because like Bill Parcells says, I'm going to let him say it.
2 more plays.
Dumb players do dumb things. Dumb players do dumb things.
Yeah. Guy's an idiot. James Hudson. Yeah, I do that just to troll y'all, but dude is trash. Get Bo out there, get him coached up, and let him learn on the fly. This is what we got to do right now, or what the Giants got to do, I should say, because you can't put that dude out there. And if they do, y'all better not come up here and blame Shane Bowen. God damn it! All right, man. I'm getting up out of here, man. Shout out to the Aboriginal Sports Network. This is on Unpopular Opinion Sports, but definitely go check out the Aboriginal Sports Network. All my guys over there, Big Pat, Man Cave, Coach Ed, Ghost Dog, Shakes, the Layer Gang, TP Way, Snarf, everybody, man. You know, we got Deception, you know, Jack, I mean. So yeah, man. Shout out to the Aboriginal Sports Network. And that being said, man, it's y'all with the outro. Peace.